Hello friends, in this session we will discuss about Splunk application installation. Whenever we install Safenet Splunk application from the Splunk base, we get two files. One is the Splunk app deployment document and second is device information.spl. This is the Splunk Safenet application package and this SPL file is installable on Splunk server. Let us check Splunk deployment document. This document contains two sections. First one is the prerequisites and second section is the Splunk app deployment section. So in the first section, some points are given which we have to check before the Splunk app deployment. First point is we must have a Splunk enterprise server. These Safenet Splunk application can be deployed on this Splunk enterprise server. The second point is HSM appliance host name must be different. The reason for the unique host name of HSM appliances is our Splunk server differentiates different logs of appliances based on their host name. So it merges logs for one appliances based on its host name which we configured in our HSM appliances. The third point is Splunk SNMP modeler input version 1.2.7. This add-ons we must have installed on Splunk server. This add-ons is required to make SNMP pull request on HSM appliances. So I have this my Splunk enterprise server. I am logging into this Splunk server. Here I have SNMP underscore TA link. This is basically the SNMP modeler input. You can download and deploy this SNMP modeler input from the Splunk base. Here is the download link given and here the documentation of this application is given. In this documentation, certain prerequisites and its setup details are given. So you can refer this document and you can install these add-ons on Splunk server. This was the third point. Our fourth point is can delete role must be assigned to Splunk admin user. The can delete role is used to provide authorization to our admin user so that he can delete SNMP inputs on the Splunk server. The idea of making SNMP pull request on HSM appliance is this. We have SNMP inputs type, so we can create a new SNMP inputs. Suppose test1 poll attribute on this using this module in our Splunk server. So if admin user does not have the can delete role, he will not be able to delete the existing SNMP inputs. How we can assign this can delete role? We will go into the user and authentication section on access control. We will go into the user section. Here is our admin user. In assign to role section, we can make decision on what roles we want to give to our admin user. So this was the method. So now my admin users have admin role as well as candidate role. This was the fourth prerequisites. The fifth prerequisites are syslog and SNMP role configuration. In this section, we will learn about syslog configuration on Splunk server. Requirement of syslog configuration is to capture our HSM appliances activities and to monitor those activities through our Splunk server. There are settings on Splunk server and on HSM appliances for a syslog configuration. After installation of our Splunk app, we get a TCP input type in our data input section. I will check the TCP section. Here a new TCP input type is displaying. It's on port 7171 and it accepts requests from all of the HSM appliances. I will check further this TCP input. It have the source type as syslog. Other configuration are the index where the syslog data will be saved. The index name is Luna_syslog1. These TCP input setting is automatically configured after installation of Splunk application. User do not need to touch these settings on Splunk server. On HSM appliance end, we have to run a simple syslog add command. This is the performa of syslog command. And let's say my Splunk server IP is 10.164.14.12. After modification of this syslog command, I will open my HSM appliance. After logging into this HSM appliance, I will run this command. This command will take approximate 1 or 2 minutes. Syslog configuration part is completed. As you can see the message, this target IP is added successfully. In this section, we learn about SNMP configuration. Our requirement of SNMP configuration is to capture LunaSA system health status through SNMP poll request. Our Splunk server makes some SNMP poll request on our HSM appliances. On appliance end, we have to make some configuration settings so that we can accept those requests and we can respond back those requests. Continuing with our LunaSA settings for SNMP, we have 4 basic steps. First one is to add a new SNMP user in our HSM. Second one is to enable SNMP service. Third one is make some SNMP traps parameter for our newly created user of SNMP. And fourth one is to enable those SNMP trap setting. Here I have my LunaSA appliances. So this is the first command of adding a new user. It have sysconf SNMP user and add to add a new user. As a security username, we mention our username to which we will use for future reference. As auth password, we can choose any of the password of minimum 8 characters. As an auth protocol, we can choose SHA-1 or AES auth protocol. The privilege password, we can select some key. As privilege protocol, we can define the protocol for our privilege controls. Here I have a sample user parameters. I have a sample username as Pete. My auth password key is 87654321. My auth protocol is SHA. My privilege password is 1234678 and my privilege protocol is AES. I will copy this command and I will run this command on my LunaSA appliance. So my new user is created. Moving ahead on my second step is to enable SNMP. This is simple command sysconf SNMP enable. If we want to disable the SNMP, just put disable at the place of enable. Syscon SNMP is going to be enabled. My third step related with SNMP trap set. So in this command I have some extra parameters. I have to mention IP of my Splunk server. So let's say here is my IP 10.164.14.12. My security username, which I defined in my sysconf user edition command, same as PETE. This is my key for SNMP traps. Going next is my auth protocol as SHA. My auth password will be same. My privilege protocol is AES and my privilege password is 123456778. I will make these trap setting on my HSM system. So here it is going successful, and my last step is to enable SNMP traps. These are the 4 basic commands to configure an HSM appliance for SNMP. This device is configurable and default port of SNMP pole is 161. These are the settings for SNMP. Further settings on Splunk server, we have to install SNMP modeler input. This is the add-ons which is available on Splunk website. I will check SNMP modeler input Splunk. This add-ons basically used to make SNMP poll request and to accept SNMP traps on our Splunk server. You can download this add-on from the link given. After downloading of this modeler input, my download is going to complete. Now I will install this add-on on my Splunk. To install this add-on on Splunk server, I will go on application settings. I will click on the link install app. I will choose the file. My file name is snmp-modeler input. This is my file. I will check the upgradable app link if this application is previously installed on my Splunk server, and if a new version is available, then this will automatically upgrade my application. Here my Splunk application SNMP-TA is created. After these installation steps, we need to further check the documentation part of this application. So these are the overview, these are the features, part dependencies, setup. Here are given some prerequisites of this application, and in this step, this is the important step, building and installing PY crypto package. We have to follow these steps to install a Python setup on our system and to make PY crypto package using that Python. That PY crypto package, this is my PY crypto package which I have created using the Python. I have to copy this package after following these steps, and next step is adding custom MIBs. Custom MIBs are basically used to make poll request. Custom MIBs also need to convert it into .py format using the Python, and we have to copy those MIBs into the MIB folder of this SNMPT application. With our Splunk application package, we also provide these converted Python files. A user can copy these converted Python files from our Splunk application package and paste those MIBs file into the bin folder of SNMPT application. This step is necessary because our SNMP poll request will be created through this SNMP modeler input application, and because of these are created using this application, we have to copy our MIBs file in this SNMP application. So these were the basics of SNMP configuration settings on Splunk server as well as on Luna appliances. Moving to our next section of the document, Splunk app download and deployment. So we have already downloaded our Splunk application package. It is device information.spl, and now we will deploy this package on our Splunk server. It is the process given in the document how we can install. We must have to click on manage apps and then install app from file link. So in the apps section, we can get the manage app link. Here the install app from the file link is given. Now as per the document, it will ask for .spl file. We have to upload device information.spl file. So here I have selected this device information.spl file. Now this file is locally exist in my machine. Now I will click on upload. Now Splunk server will take some time for its processing and give me the restart Splunk link as given in the document. Now I will restart this Splunk application. Now the next step is the validation of the deployment. So I got the message restart successful. Click OK to log back into the Splunk. Now if I go on the home page of the Splunk app, I will get a new link of Splunk app for LunaHSM. Now we should validate our application. Is it deployed successfully or not on Splunk? The first validation is a new app named Splunk app for LunaSA must be shown in apps section. So let us check. On my Splunk home page, I am able to see a new link of Splunk app for LunaSA. New index named LunaSA appliances HSM operation HSM client and should be created in index list section. So let us check the indexes. Here is the index section. Index section, we are able to see new indexes: LunaSys log1, HSM operation, HSM information, partition information, and HSM client address. We are also able to see the application name as device information for these indexes. So this point is also validated. The third point is new field extraction should be shown in Splunk field extraction section. So let us check. In the field section under knowledge base, we have the field extraction. We will select Splunk application, and here we are able to see a lot of new fields. These new fields are created after the installation of device information application. Now fourth section is the alerts. Some new alerts must be created. So let's check the alert section under search report and alerts. Here we will select Luna HSM application. Owner would be admin, and now alert section is updated with these new alerts of application name device information. This point is validated. The next point is a TCP input type must be shown in settings data input section. So let us check a new input type of TCP under data inputs. Here is the TCP, and a new TCP port 7171 is showing. It is automatically configured after application installation. So these points are verified. Our next section is adding custom MIBs to the Splunk modular input. The SNMP modular input, this add-on make SNMP poll request on our HSM appliance, and to make those requests it requires some MIB objects. What are those MIB objects? The Safenet actually provide its own custom MIB which have the information of all polling objects. So we have to merge these MIBs into Splunk modular input. The Splunk modular input accepts MIB only in the .py format. So either we have to convert those MIB file, or we can get the MIB file from the vendor itself. With the Splunk application package of Safenet, which is device information.spl, whenever we deploy this package, we also have the converted Python format MIBs object. So user can copy those converted objects from the deployed section of Splunk. Here is the Splunk folder An application which we deploy on Splunk resides in etcfs folder. Here is this device information package of Safenet Splunk application. In the bin folder of this device information package, we have the Safenet custom webs. We have the text format as well as Python format. So user have both the option. Either he can select these text file of Safenet custom webs, he can create a Python environment, and he can convert the MIBs file into .py format using these commands. Here are the commands given in the document. Or he can simply copy these file of already converted .py format. He can copy this file these are the 6 files which I will copy, and I will paste at the target location. Here is given in the document. Paste them at Splunk home etc apps snmpta/bin etc apps snmp_ta bin mibs. So I will paste my converted Python format files at this location. This was the configuration steps of MIBs object. Our next section in the document is how we can use our Safenet Splunk application. As all of you know that this application used to monitors system health status using syslog and SNMP pull request. So there is a need to add devices on this Splunk application. How we can add our HSM devices in this application? The steps are given in the document. That we have to access Splunk for LunaHSM link given on the Splunk page, and on the home page we will find a button for add new devices. So let us check. This is my Splunk home page, and I have given the application link here on the left hand side of the page. I will click on it. This is my home page, and here is the link given of add new devices. Some fields are given which we have to fill for this form completion. Let us check the guideline to fill this form in the document, and description of these fields are given here. SNMP input name is the name of your SNMP input device. You can select a random name that must be unique for each appliances. IPv version 6, whether your appliance support IPv6 or IPv4. SNMP v3 username is the username which we configured on our device. Same username attributes we will fill in this form. Point number 8 is given as destination IP. This must be the IP of your HSM appliance. The 9th point is port, which is the SNMP polling port available on your Luna bug or any of the Luna devices. You can configure and change this port as per your convenience. And the 10th point is time interval, the interval between two poll requests which Splunk server made on our HSM appliances. Let us fill this form. Let's say I have first of my appliance as test underscore 64.49. I am giving the name as 64.49 because I have one of my appliances at my IP 10.164.64.49, and to make a unique name and to identify this device with this its name. I have given this name. My HSM device does not support IPv6, so I will left this checkbox as unchecked. My host field value of Splunk server is 10.164.14.12. as you can see, this is my host value of Splunk server. Now the SNMP v3 username, this I already defined HSM and is as PIT. SNMP v3 authorization key, SNMP encryption key is 12345678. My SNMP v3 authorization protocol, which I defined at the time of SNMP user addition, is SHA. SNMP v3 encryption key protocol is AES 128 that I also defined at the time of SNMP user creation. Next field is the destination. This destination IP is of my HSM appliance. So I will mention my target IP as 64.49. Port of SNMP is by default 161. We can change that port and we can redefine this port on this page. Interval between the two consecutive polling requests I am defined here as 300, which is 5 minutes. I will click on the save, and this will configure my device. So to add a new Luna devices, I just need to click on this link. I need to fill the details given in the form and click on the save, and the HSM device will be configured on your Splunk application. So this is my home page. I also have some device configured earlier, so I am getting results of those devices. On the home page we are able to see HSM information, usage information, and disconnected appliances detail. You can see various information of your HSM appliances on this page, like serial number, label, model, firmware version, backup protocol, FIPS mode, authentication mode, RPV initialized, audit role initialized, performance level. On the usage information tab, you can check allocated storage area, total storage bytes, available storage bytes, partition created, maximum partition, how many clients are connected with my HSM, what is the state of my HSM operation, power supply unit status, power supply unit 2 status. These information I can see on my Splunk homepage, and the information regarding IP which are given blank shows that these information are not being captured. This device will be listed in disconnected appliances. As you can see, 64.49 is showing as a disconnected device. If I want to see the partition detail of my HSM, then I can click either on appliance IP or on serial number. So a new tab will be opened. And it will give me the details of partition regarding this appliance 76.60. This is my partition serial number, label of my partition, allocated storage byte, available storage bytes, partition activation status, and various other information. If I will click on 64.58 appliance, I will be able to see the partition detail with this IP. Here the list of partition and their labels are given. The admin login attempts left, information given, Korean algorithm supports. These various information given related with this appliance. This was the home page of my application. As in the user information tab, I can see HSM operational state, power supply unit 2 states. Status given of them are as down. If I want to check detailed information regarding power supply unit, I can click on the link and I will be redirected on the page. So information regarding various devices is given on this page, device health. If I want to move on the home page back, and I have to click on device detail. I want to move on the device health page, I can click on device health. Various information regarding CPU temperatures, CPU voltages given in CPU temperature, CPU voltages captured since last 2 hours would be given here. We can check their values. So time given is 17 June 2015 on 5 AM. The value given is 19. The value given for this particular point is 20, and the IP given is 64.49. If I want to check the graph of 76.60, here is my graph. If I want to check CPU voltage graph, I can check. If I want to check fan speeds of appliances, here are the values given of last 2 hours. Back on the first page, another information given in usage information tag as HSM operational state, which is given as up. If I will click on this, I will redirect it to HSM statistics page, where I can check my crypto operation frequencies which are captured in last 2 hours, utilization of my HSM, here is my HSM command count frequencies, another is HSM operational error frequency, now HSM operational state. So there are 3 states, 1 for up, 2 for down, and 3 for unknown. If I will check here, the state given as 1, and all 3 appliances are in up state now. At this time, the device 64.49 was in down state. Moving on to the HSM successful client connection. Here are the values given for number of clients. For 64.49 appliances, I have 1604 numbers of client connected at that time. Now here's the status given for HSM failed client connection and HSM connected clients count. This is my list A. If I will select any of the appliance IP, value will be given for number of client connection and number of HSM client connected client counts. If I will change the IP, value given will be with respect to that IP. So again, count is 0 for 64.49 or 76.60. Again, this count is 0. Our fourth tab is of log statistics, and this is particular for appliances. These details captured through 6 log. Based on the details, we make a pie chart. For top 20 NTLS response code and LuSA command count frequencies. So there is no LuSA command count frequencies captured in the syslog at this time, so no result form will be given. And for NTLS response code count, we have two values, one is 002 and another is 0. This is a Splunk app for LunaSA. If we want to remove any of the devices, first of all we will click on remove Luna devices link. We would be redirected on a page where a list of configured devices would be given. So at this time I have only one device, 64 or 49. I will select the devices and I will click on the save. So after 10 or 15 minutes, data regarding with this device would not be captured in Splunk application.